Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Surviving Bedrock. We are down here in the mines still. We've been doing a bit of mining off camera, trying to get some of our ore supplies up. And I went ahead and I labeled the chests, so we've got everything labeled. We've got a full chest of cobble, so we got plenty of building blocks here. This is what we've pulled off so far. So much copper. I'm to the point right now where I don't even need to mine up any more copper for the time being, at least not until I get some enchantments on my tools. We ended up getting about 7 stacks of iron. We got a little bit more to mine up in the tunnels over there. And 2 ores that we did not talk about in the last video because we hadn't found any yet was redstone and lapis. Now, redstone dust is another ore that you can only mine with an iron tool, just like gold. And redstone dust is used for making redstone components and anything that gets power in the game. And lapis is the key ingredient for the enchanting table, as well as a pretty good decorative block. And if you're desperate, you can turn it into blue dye. But I wanted to cover a couple more things before we head up to the surface down here. Let's head down the tunnel. Now, I noticed after Rayth put out his video, which ironically, we've been covering very similar things in our videos. That is not planned, it's just random coincidence. But Rayth was only spacing his tunnels 2 apart. And I felt like I needed a little bit of an explainer of why I felt that 3 apart is good for tunnels. So I kind of started mining some more tunnels and then left the ores in place so I could show you guys this. So with the tunnels spaced 3 apart, let's start like right here. So we've got iron in the main tunnel. We've got iron on this side, and we've got iron on each side. So if we come out here, so we've got iron here, here, and here in this tunnel. If we go over here is another really good example. Here's the main line. We've got iron here, here, and a little bit over here. And then this glob we've got here and here. So most ores, oh, I got another good one. This is why I don't need to mine more copper. Copper is just everywhere. There's even some over here, which I think is probably part of this chunk right here. Copper and coal in particular tend to spread out quite a bit in their little veins. Iron is not as much, but it's enough that I feel like if you do two block separation in your mining tunnels, you're digging more than you need to. So if we go ahead and mine some of this up, let's just grab these ores, see if there's any more. But if you see, this iron filled in 3 rows. So if I was mining down this tunnel, I mean, there is a slim chance there could be some iron in here that is only in, well, no. See, this is the point. So let me back up and try this again. So if there was any iron in here, we would see it in the wall, in this wall, or we would see it in this wall, because you typically don't have it just in 1 row. It's going to be usually at least in 2 rows, like over here. Or in some cases like this one, it's going to be in 3 rows. So typically, you're not going to miss any ores by going 3 across. Or rather, by doing 3 block gaps. There is a slim chance you could miss like maybe like a 1 or a 2 diamond or something. But I felt that 3 block gaps was more than enough to not have to worry about missing anything in the middle. And we got some redstone right here. We can grab this up. Now, same thing with this redstone. It's in 2 rows. We're going to leave the copper for right now. We'll probably come back for it eventually. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off really quick. That was my reasoning for doing 3 block gaps in the mining rows. And another thing I did was I went ahead and extended the staircase down to deep slate. I was going to go continue the staircase straight down, but I felt like all the caves that we kept running into down here, eventually I would just run into those. So we decided to wrap it around this way. And unfortunately, we hit a cave over here, and we turned and we went down, and we hit a water cave down here. So this tunnel just kind of weaves and winds around. We did find a couple more diamonds. We're going to wait to mine those up until we have enchantments on our tools, though, because we have the chance of getting more diamonds if we have fortune on our tools. And then this goes all the way down to -54, which is the best level for finding diamonds at. We can show you guys really quick. I haven't found any down here, but I started off some tunnels. I wasn't seriously doing any major mining down here. I got a little storage area dug in. Got a couple furnaces to smelt stuff if I need to. I hit a little lava trap over there. And over here was more lava. So this is why I suggest mining for diamonds on 54, because most of the lava you're going to run into is going to be at your feet, so you won't have lava at face height, with the exception of this one tunnel over here, and that's because there's a little lava cascade coming down. There's a little cave in there, so that's why that lava is there, and we just kind of stopped. But we're going to go ahead and head back up to the surface, and we got some stuff planned for a project up there. And we're going to roll the intro, and I'll see you guys up there.
Moo 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 moo.
Okay, so we're back up on the surface now, and as you probably heard from the intro, we're going to be making our first actual farm for the series, and it's going to be a cow farm. Because now that we've got some iron and a few diamonds, the next step is going to be getting a cow farm so we have a renewable source of food, because our cooked food is not going to last too much longer. We have a little bit in reserve, but... Oh, hi, buddy. Scared the bejesus out of me. Don't look at him. So anywho, before I was rudely interrupted by our teleporting friend, we need food and we need leather to make books, to make bookshelves, to make an enchanting setup, because now we have the diamonds for it. So we're going to go ahead and start working on making a cow farm. And the first thing we need to do is find some cows and get them into a little pen for safekeeping while we are working on the cow farm. And I don't think I made enough fences. No, I did not. There we go. So we got to find at least 2 cows to start with, and we can breed from there. It's going to be little tight corners for them, but they'll have a much bigger space once we get the cow farm going. Let's see if we can track down a couple cows and get them in there. 1 cow. And cow number 2. Come on, buddy, get in here. I know there's not a lot of room. I believe in you. I think you can do it. There we go. Okay. Only found 2 cows right now. Can you get back in there? Don't glitch. Well, we're going to head and start breeding them up and try to get a few cows going before we start getting the rest of the farm built. So we'll come back and periodically breed them up. We might need to give them a little more space, but we'll see how that goes. So now what I need to do is clear out a chunk of land right about in here, I think, is where we're going to work, because it's directly across from the crop farm, so we'll have access to the wheat. And while we're over here, it'll be loaded, so it'll be growing. So we need to clear out a 9-block wide by, I don't know, we'll probably go back to about that wall. So I'm going to lay out what I need to clear and start clearing it. Okay, so now we've got the whole area dug out and sunk into the mountainside just slightly here. And I went around and I put up a 5-high wall of cobblestone all the way around. So what is going to happen is we're going to have a water flow in these spaces here. And then we're going to leave an air block above it. And then we're going to start the spots where the cows are going to sit. And we're going to need temporary blocks in all of these spots, and the cows are going to sit on wall blocks. Now, fun fact, this is a farm design that was created by Prowl at first, and this is the first video of his that I ever found and what introduced me to his channel. Because, like most players, I was trying to make a cow farm and kept finding Java tutorials that don't work. So this has been my tried and true method of doing a cow farm ever since. Some people do the one deep hole, bobby in water. I really don't like those designs. I feel bad enough for these cows that I've got them all trapped in this pen here. We've been breeding them up periodically. There's a lot of cows in there. We'll let them out soon, don't worry. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 of these. So we need 1 more set of temporary blocks. Okay, and take these out. That'll give us 12 stations for 24 cows. And now if I come back here, let's get the water down. Up from the source blocks. There we go. Our buckets. That's gonna get us all the way over to here. You may be thinking, but I've got walls here and there's no water. Well, this is where we're going to drop the cows down. So let me get my shovel out to make this a little quicker. And we're gonna have a water flow going that direction. We actually want to drop them down 2 blocks so that they don't jump back up. If my calculations are correct, yes. So anywhere a baby cow falls off the platform, they'll land in the water. And if we put our water buckets here and here, they'll take us all the way to this edge, and then we're going to do is drop them down and descend them that way. Let's dig out this path here. Just going to dig out a trench right here. Okay, so I also continued digging the trench down this way, but what I want to do is, since the water is uneven here, and that's probably going to drive me nuts, I'm going to throw a sign here, and we're going to throw a sign up against it, like, oh, I need to crouch to do this? There we go. Forgot about the editing signs bit. Throw another sign up against it there, so then we can get 2 new water sources right here. So the cows are going to drop, they're going to drop into that one, and then they're going to drop into this one. And this is where they're ultimately going to end up, right here. And then we can work on this. Of course it's raining. Of course it had to be raining during the middle of this to ruin our nice ambiance. But let's make some of the more of the materials we're going to need. I've got the buttons and the trapdoors we're going to need. We need to make a dispenser, which is our first major redstone component we're making. So in order to make a dispenser, I think I have everything in here. No, I don't, because I need to make a bow. A bow for a dispenser. Thankfully, I have enough string to make one up. Let's go ahead. So a dropper will not work for this. We need a dispenser. And we'll explain that in a little more detail once we get it in place. But let's get that. So we've got that. We've got our buttons. We got our trapdoors. We got our walls. We need 4 hoppers. In order to make 4 hoppers, we need 4 chests. 4 chests and 4 hoppers. And that is going to be our collection system for this. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to drop this down by another couple of blocks. And that's just going to keep the cows from being able to bob back up into the water. We have plenty of headroom here. So we're just going to keep clearing this out. Right here gets us on the main floor, so we're gonna have this sunk down, I guess, 1 into the ground, but that's fine. Okay, let's dig this out a little bit more. Need to get another chest. There's my crafting table. Let's get enough to make a double chest. So. We are going to put our double chest right here. And we are going to face our 4 hoppers into this chest. And then the next 2 hoppers If I crouch and hang on the edge here, I want these hoppers going into that. So anything we drop in any of these hoppers, I know it doesn't look like I'm throwing the items, but they are getting picked up by the hoppers. They should all end up in here. Perfect. We need to get our cobblestone walls. Those are going to sit right on top of these hoppers. And then we will need our 2 trapdoors. And those will sit right at this level. And then we'll have some kind of a solid block on top of those. Choose dirt for now. And what this is going to do with the wall and the trapdoor combo is it's going to make it where the cows cannot jump over this wall to get out. I actually messed this up ever so slightly. We need this one more down. And I'll show why in a second. Get those hoppers back in place. Make sure that they're working. Going in here. Perfect. I don't have my hopper directional pack on. There's a pack that shows you an arrow on the side of the hoppers. I probably should turn that on. But we need to now break these because they're going to be one too high. I think the hopper grabbed one. Yep. Okay, we've got that. We put walls back. Put the walls back here like this. Let's put a couple blocks here. Put our trapdoors here. Now the reason we needed this one block lower is because right in this space is where the dropper is going to go. And let me break this wall just so I can get in here. Or I'm sorry, not dropper, dispenser. Has to be a dispenser because we're going to dispense a lava bucket. What we're actually going to do is run over here really quick because we have some lava by that ruined portal. Grab up a lava source like that. What this lava is going to allow us to do is to put it in the dispenser, and it's going to allow us to automate the dispensing of the lava. So we can use that to take care of the cows if we don't want to manually swing at them. So until we get, say, looting, that'll be a good way of cooking the beef without having to worry about having a fire aspect on our sword or any of that. What we're going to do is put 2 buttons here. And that is going to keep the lava, which I should demonstrate in a second. Need to break one more block there, because otherwise if I have the button anywhere closer, it's going to flap these trapdoors. But one push of the button, it'll dispense the lava, and it'll sit there because it can't go past the trapdoors here, and it can't go down because of the buttons there. This is the perfect height because baby cows will be able to sit under this lava blade, but adult cows will have their head up in there, and they'll be able to get barbecued, basically. So this whole section here is done. This is the end here for the collection chamber. I'm just going to clean up this land a little bit here, and then we'll go back up top and finish up there. So now back up on the top of the farm here, we need to place slabs all at this height. So if we look down here at the bottom, you'll get a view for this. This is 5 blocks tall. We've got water in the first layer. We've got an air block in the second layer. We've got our wall blocks in the third layer with 1 block gap all the way around, so we don't want the walls touching anything else. 2 sets of walls, air block, 2 sets of walls, repeat. And then the 4th block is where the cows are actually going to stand. And then the 5th block is where we place top half slabs. And we don't want any slabs in the 2 spaces where the cows are going to sit. What we can do is we can head across this whole path here. Connect. We can fill in the back. The side. Then leave above the walls open. So 2 more here. Here. More here. Rinse and repeat until we get to the very end. In the end, we're going to have a design that looks just like this, with 2 block gaps above where all the walls are. And this is where we're going to start getting our cows up and into here. Once we drop a cow in here, they will be stuck because they will be standing on the wall, which will actually have them at a higher level than just at this block. And the slabs prevent the adult cows from being able to jump up and get out, or from being able to fit between this layer here. But the baby cows, since they're shorter, when we breed them, they will be able to immediately fall off of these walls and down into the water. So now the hard part is actually going to be getting the cows up and into there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a lead or two, and we're going to get some wheat in our hand. Let me go find some leads, and we'll come back and start grabbing cows about when the sun comes back up. So now hopefully my plan for getting some of the cows out here is going to be a pretty simple one. We're going to hook one on a lead. We're going to go up this, and I should be able to bounce the cow out of the pen. And if we hold the wheat, they will follow us a little bit better than just dragging them on the lead. To get this guy up here. Hey, buddy, I've got the wheat. Come on. Alright, to make this easier on ourselves, we're going to have to unlead him. Then we'll hold the wheat. And we should be able to get him to follow us up here. And now it's just a careful process of nudging them into one of these holes. Like so. One down, one to go. At least for that hole. I thought about trying to do this 2 at a time, but I think that's going to be a lot harder. So we're actually going to put one of these leads away. I think it's going to be much easier with 2 leads, or with 1 cow at a time. Okay, come on, buddy. Let's go up the hill. Come on. Follow the wheat. There you go. Unleash him. Get him to come over here. Buddy. Sometimes they do not pick up on the wheat right away. Okay. Push him in here like so. Sometimes they'll sit there diagonally on the block and they won't fall in. You got to kind of like move around and keep nudging them and make sure you don't fall in there as well. Because if you fall in there, the only way out is to break a block somewhere. So now that we've got 2 cows in a hole, what we're going to do is we need to make some fences. So we're going to need 24 fences in total. Let's go make some planks. Make some sticks. And make 24 fences, not 12. Let's do that again. 24 fences. And what we're going to do with these fences, once we have a hole done, we will need, let's get a temporary block right here, and we are going to throw fence and fence. Actually, you know what we can do instead? Hold on. Let's cover these. I think we're going to put these 1 higher. It will work at that height. I don't want dirt there. But I think this will be easier. Like that. That'll give us more direct access to the cows for feeding them. And I can demonstrate how this is... And this will keep us from falling in. And I can demonstrate how this is going to work. Breed. Breed. The cow will not get out, so... And the baby cow will drop in. Let's go run down here and see. And the baby cow is now down. Take the wheat out of my hand so I'm not luring him quicker. But yeah, the baby cow drops in, drops down the water, drops into here, drops into here. And then they end up here where they cannot get out. If we hold wheat, see, he wants to get to me, but he cannot get over that wall at all. So perfect. And we will demonstrate this. The lava will not burn the baby cow because he is too short. Perfect. Now I just need to do that a whole bunch more times. We're not going to subject you guys all to that, so we're going to cut back in when we have all the cows in the chambers. Well, apparently our cow farm also catches wandering traders, which is funny. We need to get 4 more cows, because we are just 4 short. I've got a couple waiting to grow up here. I've got 1 in there, and there's another baby in there. But I think I want to sacrifice this 1 cow because it'd be kind of fun to burn the wandering trader. I am horrible.
You're a monster.
It works. And it collects all the drops. We're going to go breed up 1 more cow, get the babies all to grow up, and we'll finish filling in those last 2 stalls. But I think while we're waiting for all that, we will probably work on the aesthetics of this build. I think I will pull out the camera account and do a bird's eye view sped up of finishing this area up. Alrighty, and just like that, we are finished. We are fully terraformed. I wanted to try to give this like a look like it's kind of embedded in the mountainside, so that's why we kind of did this grass pattern looking like it's kind of overgrowing it on all the sides. Once the grass finished spreading across all the dirt. And yeah, I did a little mural backdrop of a cow face to signify this is definitely a cow farm. And now we can run through and give it a dry run of breeding all the animals. Super easy with the fences. You can just slide along and do that. No risk of falling in. It's super quick to breed up all the cows. And we come down here and all the babies will drop in. Awesome, everything works perfectly. Alright guys, well this turned out really awesome. I hope you all enjoyed it. Oh, another thing too, you kind of have to wait around up here a little bit to collect the experience, as it will just collect on those walls. Some of it will drop down, but usually it'll collect on the walls. So after you do your pass to breed everybody, just run through again really quickly just to grab your experience. For any of it that doesn't drop down. If it does drop down to the water, it'll actually follow the water along with the cows, and you will be able to, see I'm getting some now, you will be able to pick up the experience down here as well. But yeah, this is awesome. We've got our wheat farm here to be able to fund breeding all the cows, and we'll have plenty of leather for the next episode's project. So guys, thanks for coming and checking out today's episode. I know this one took a lot longer to put together than usual. Hopefully we're going to be back on track on doing episodes more regular intervals, because I don't like having to go 3+ weeks between episodes. So we're going to try to get back on, say, a weekly release. But thank you all for coming and hanging out on Surviving Bedrock. My name is Aggro, and I gotta skate. Later.